The Stubborn Crossing. High in the craggy peaks lived a goat named Gorse. He was very proud of his sure-footed trot and his ability to climb the steepest cliffs. One sunny morning, he looked across the great chasm and saw a patch of delicious, bright green clover. He decided he simply had to have it for his breakfast. To reach the clover, Gorse had to cross a deep, narrow canyon. The only way across was a single fallen tree trunk that stretched from one side to the other. The log was very high up, and far below, a cold mountain river rushed over sharp gray stones. Gorse stepped onto the log without a second thought. On the other side of the canyon lived another goat named Shale. Shale was just as proud and just as stubborn as Gorse. He had spent his morning looking toward the craggy peaks, where he knew the saltiest rocks were hidden. He decided that today was the day he would go and find them. Shale stepped onto the log bridge with a loud click of his hooves. He didn't look down at the swirling water or the mist rising from the river. He only looked straight ahead, certain that he was the most important goat in the mountains and that everyone would move for him. Right in the middle of the log bridge, the two goats met. The tree trunk was so thin that there was no room to walk around each other. They stood chest to chest, staring into each other's eyes. Neither Gorse nor Shale wanted to move an inch backward. "Step back," Gorse bleated, stomping his front hoof so hard the log vibrated. "I am the master of the craggy peaks, and I am going to eat that clover." Shale only snorted and stomped back. "I will not move. I am the swiftest climber of the south, and those salt rocks belong to me." Neither goat would yield. They were both too proud to turn around and let the other pass. Instead of talking it out, they both lowered their heads. They pressed their hard foreheads together and began to push with all their strength, each trying to shove the other off the bridge. The log began to creak and groan under the weight of the two goats. Gorse gave a mighty shove, but his back hoof slipped on a patch of wet moss. Shale didn't stop to help. He just pushed even harder, determined to win the bridge for himself and prove he was the strongest. With a loud wooden snap, both goats lost their balance. They tumbled through the air, their legs kicking wildly. Instead of reaching the clover or the salt rocks, they both fell down, down, down toward the cold, rushing water of the river below. Splash! They both landed in the river with a giant spray of water. Wet, shivering, and very embarrassed, they crawled onto the muddy bank. They looked at each other and realized how silly they had been. "Next time," Shale sighed, shaking the water from his coat. "Let's just take turns. It is better to yield than to face misfortune through pride."